Welcome back again. In this tutorial today, we are going to give a quick recap on HTML, CSS styles. So quickly, let's come back to our document. Today we are talking about CSS colors, fonts, and sizes. So CSS color, fonts, and size. Here we will demonstrate some commonly used CSS properties. You will learn more about them later. The CSS color property defines the text color to be used. Defines the CSS font family property defines the font to be used. And also the CSS font size property defines the text size to be used. Example: use of CSS color, font family, and font size property. So in our example, let's quickly get back to our document. This is our document that we have earlier. If you don't know how we reach here, you can go back to one tutorial before this one. You will find how we did this and how we link our internal style sheet to this. If you want to know how we did it, you can go back to one of our one tutorial before this one. You get to understand it clearly. So this is our style sheet, the links that goes to our style sheet that took all these styles here, that makes it apply to these elements that we are styling on this HTML here. So quickly, let's do some things here now. So today what we are going to talk about is let me firstly remove all these tags here. Let me save it. I've removed all the style inside this document right now. So let's open it with our first go to see how it looks. This is how our document looks. So I want to style this using what? Using color, font family, and font size. All this I'm going to style it. So quickly, let's get started. So what I want to style first, I want to style this h1 tag. So let's come to our omo.css. So h1, you will write h1 here. After you write h1, you are going to put open and closing parentheses here. After that, you give it, let's say, background. Let's say what we want to use is, we're not using, I think we want to use color, font family, and font size. So let's use color first. Color, we want to give it blue color, but I want to use RGB. If you haven't watched the tutorial on how we understand RGB, you should go back to one of our former tutorial. You will see the chapters with a longer chapter. So you will see here is our blue color. So I want to use RGB blue color. So now let's look our document to see how the color applies to our CSS here. Can you see? So let me change the name on this one step to external. So it should not be confusing you guys. External CSS. So when I change the name, it will reflect here. Can you see? External CSS. So as you can see now, it works normal. So what else we want to use? We want to use the font family. So let's use font family again. Font family. Font. Font family. benefit of using VS Code, it will automatically generate it for you. So today we want to use area. Yes, area. Save it and let's see how our document looks. It will change. You can see, look at this E, the way it looks is so identical, and see. So you will see everything will change. All these text will change the way they looks. Can you see now? We have changed the font family. So, and again, we want to use size. We want to use font size. So let's go and see the font size that they add to this thing. Font size. So the font size we want to use, let's say, firstly, let's see the percentage of the font size this thing is having. So let's use 100%. When you use 100%, you're supposed to see the default size of this the default font size of this element you are seeing here. That's what we're supposed to see. Can you see? This is the default size of the element that they assign to it. The default size they assign to it. So when the default size is like this, so then we can increase it now, as we have seen the default size. So the default size that the default font size they assign to this h1 tag. So that's it. So now let's say we want to do something. What can we do? We can increase it if you want, we can decrease it if you want. Let's decrease it more. Let's give it 20%. Reload it. Can you see? We have decreased it. So let's increase it. Let's give it 150. Let's just control it. Can you see? 150. So we can do as we like. We can give it 300%. Can you see? It can get bigger than anything. Yes. Let's give it 360. You can see. You can still see it. So I think we have explained to each other now how we got color, font family, and also the font size. The one thing I want you to understand here is that I enlarge my browser here to make it big. Let me give it the default size, so we can all see how this thing looks. This is the default size of everything. If I didn't make my browser big, so let me remove 360 and give it 100% for us to see the default font size from the HTML. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? It's on the 100%. Even let me come back, and this can confuse you, but I will let you know that this is not confusing at all. Remove this one and save it. Let's see the default size. This is how the secret will open. Now you can see the default size. So definitely the 100% we use on the font size is not perfectly the 100% that is the default size. The default size may be like maybe 150 or 130 or 120. Let's save it and reload it. So even the 137 is not the default size. Let me come back to use 300. Maybe 300 is the default. Now Let me remove this. This is how we will know the fact that is going on here. You know we are on 300 before. Now let's reload it. It's still changing because the font size is not the default font size is in between 150 200. We just want to get the default size. You see, and if you remove this one, it will get bigger again. Let's come back to our document to see how it looks. Can you see? Definitely the default font size is 200. I want you to note this very well. The default font size. So let's enlarge it like this and reload our document. You see, when we reload our document and we now come here to put 200, so the default font size here for this is 200. Can you see? It's not changing. That is the default font size. So now you can decrease it or increase it anyhow you want. Depends on your taste. That's what I want you to understand. So this 100%, this 300 or whatsoever percent you put it would determine the how bigger, how higher or lower, how bigger or smaller you want the font to look. So I think we are getting the point now. So this is the deep science we are talking about. Now we get the default, and definitely 200 is the default font size for all this. So definitely when we use, let's say we use Algeria, when we use Algerian, I think this is also a font family. Algerian. Let's come back to our document and see how Algerians look. Can you see Algerian? Algerian looks like this. Can you see? So now let's remove the font size to see how Algerian also looks. Save it. Let's see how it looks. Can you see? It doesn't change. Definitely, this is the default size of the font family. So every font family have their default size. Their default size is 200%. So you can now increase it from 200 upward or decrease it from 200 downward. It depends on your taste now. You are now free to use your percentage size. So that's how we got here. So you can use anything again you want. So it just depends on whatever you want. So we can style other attributes also. We can style P, we can style H1, H2. So for us, we just want to stop here for now because this is what we want to do. And let's say you want to style P tag also. You can just come here, do like this. P tag, can give it color red. RGB, can give it color green. Let's give it green. 285. Save it. Come back to our document. This will change color every P. Can you see? And the color change and the font family also change. Let's change the font family back to what? Area. Back. Yeah, come here. Can you see? It works. Now it's using the area is also using 200 font family font size. So everything here now is working fine. So in the future tutorial we are going to discuss more about all this. So I hope you can get this point now. Once again, my name is Anwar Akorede Ayofe. I wish to see you next time. Have a good day. Bye bye. Thank you.